Okay, good morning folks. It's been a while since we've posted. There's meant to have been a lot of work going on, but it's slowed down a bit. Again, Helga, you know very well. We've discovered, I think I did some patching where I was discussing before, down by the bump stop down there. You'll see it properly later on. And realised that where I thought the chassis was fine over here, it was actually made of cheese, as they say. From that cross member there, you can just see down there forward, rusted like heck. So I've actually got the proper chassis front legs to weld on, so that's all going to be fantastic. We've got 4 days to do this now. I've got a 4-day weekend, which is really nice, a couple of days of holiday. So the job for today, just starting off gently anyway, or job for the next couple of days, we need to get the wings off, these big lumps, the centre, whatever it's called, front piece, headlights and the radiator's got to come out, so all my nice antifreeze has got to go, and that wing off too, and the bumper's got to come off, because that actually bolts onto the end of these bits that we're replacing, that bit down there, which you may see or may not is part of the new chassis legs. So that's what we're working on. Not really much else to report. Oh yeah, I think I just mentioned this before. I've got the other week I was just tinkering around, a plethora of wires here at the moment, but that's the lovely new Pucker Series 2 indicator switch, came off eBay. I've just got that mounted up and it fits beautifully and works a treat as well. You turn and it cancels by the means that little wheel there, for those who don't know these. That's it. I'll get on some work, and as I said, I'll maybe do another video in a bit. Okay, welcome back. It's 2:30. It's a few hours after I started anyway, and you return to a scene of carnage. Here's what we have now. So the old wing has been pretty well brutally ripped off, because what we're trying to do is eradicate the Series 3 wings with the blanked off headlights, which isn't correct for a Series 2. And what we've got now are some slightly ropey, well actually mechanically not too, physically not too bad, although glossy paintwork. We've got a pair of these proper Series 2 wings, as you see. No headlight, that square is where a number plate used to go, and lights, the wing mirror stick can come off. It's not Pucker Land Rover anyway. It looks like a 1960s car one. Not really in keeping with this. Nasties, we've this, I forget which one it was now, one of the bumper bolts sheared off in the front of the chassis. All the other 3 came out okay, and I thought, whoopee, it's sheared, I'd get the thing out. But what's actually happened is I'm not going to bother showing you, but naturally I think that might be coming out. Yes, you see a resolution on YouTube as we speak. That was pinning the bumper on. Now as you see how much wastage there is on that, so it's just a sign of how bad things can get where you can't see them. That was inside the chassis, and I've had a few good snatch recoveries off that, so I'm just lucky the bumper didn't come off possibly. So anyway, that's the bumper being removed in real time. I wasn't planning on doing that for you, but there you go, bonus. So we're now down to this. We've still got to remove the centre panel with the headlights. There's 3 bolts proving a bit of a pain there, and do the same thing on the other wing. So basically the centre panel and the wing have got to be off, and at that time we'll drop the bonnet off as well. So what we're having here now is we'll have a look at the actual job we've got to do. There's the cross member there, so we're replacing the chassis from there forwards. Doesn't look too bad, looks quite nice there, but underneath it's made of cheese. And the other side is definitely very bad, adjacent to that cross member underneath it is very bad. Did some patching along here last week, or a couple of weeks back now. Well, I couldn't really be bothered last week, had a bit of a weekend off and just did some tinkering. But yeah, that's the job. I'm going to do the other side first because it really is worse. This could be patched up for an MOT, reasonably quite a safe job if we had to, although I want to do it properly. The other side really is made of cheese, and that's got to be done. Some discussion on the forums about these Britpart front chassis legs, and the complaint about these is that they don't fit. Well, we had a chap who's been in the trade a long time come down and see me just for a chat earlier on, and in fact if you look at that, the main complaint is that bolt hole is 1/2 inch out when the top's lined up. Well, that's the top lined up with the top of the thing, and it looks like that's okay. One or two forum members have been complaining about this, so it may well be that Britpart have changed their tooling. These were obtained from Land Rover supplier beginning with P and ending in OCKS, and arrived very nice, very promptly overnight. Very good service there. That looks like a very good piece of kit. A lot of people do slag them off, but from what I can see here, it's quite nicely built. There's no internal bracing, as apparently this has, so that's a bit of a down point. Reasonably heavy metal. And they say it's about 1 millimetre, it's a bit more than 1 millimetre thick, but certainly commensurate with what we're doing here, that will be perfectly strong enough. So I would say it looks like the fitting problems may have been resolved. It may be some people had old stock. I can't see that they would have changed their tooling that quickly, but this looks like it's going to fit nicely. The complaint was that the distance from there to there was about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch out, so that put the spring too high if that was lined up, and the net effect on that is going to be, of course, half of it, so that's probably going to be 1/4, 5/8 of an inch out there. So it halves because of the leverage of the spring, but we want to get it right, and it looks like that is going to go on perfectly. So we're about to break for lunch. As I said, there's another view of the carnage. There's more carnage to come. We've really got to get completely into both sides of the chassis to do the job, and at the time as well, if you see the general state, let's struggle up, see the general state of everything. There's clay, mud and stuff everywhere, so I'll probably give that a good wire brushing off once we've got the chassis done, and put a bit of black hammerite around there and a bit of under seal on the chassis as well, just try and pretty that up a bit. And that's the footwell we can now get into with the wing on. The other job we're going to do whilst the wings are off is the starter motor. I'm not going to show you. As you remember, I had to resort to hitting it a few times to get the Bendix to fly out. That will be a much easier job with the wing off, so that's going to be done as well. Otherwise, there you go. Problems, these bolts, we've got a bit of rust on the bottom of the centre panel. May just bodge that for now. If I've got enough CO2 left and time permits, I will weld that as well. Got 3 bolts there which are proving a bit of a slight backside to get out, but we can work on those. Maybe I'll get in to grind them. The other thing we're going to do is oil the steering relay too once we've got everything off as well. So certain jobs are easier with the wings off. I'm stopping for lunch now. Got the girls have done me some lunch, so there's Helga as she stands, and once work recommences we'll check back in. So we'll speak to you again later. Well, YouTube, that's how we're leaving her. It did look like it was going to rain earlier on, but it still might. There's some sort of clouds up there, so I'm not sure. Plus also I've been reminded I'm going out with friends for dinner tonight, so I really need to get cleaned up. My grub's sitting ready on the table indoors, so a bit like a cat in a TV commercial. Once I've eaten I probably will lose interest. So what we've done is that wing, that's the new Series 2 wing. It's held on by just 2 bolts just to make everything look good. I don't want to leave it looking a total eyesore. And we just dropped a couple of bolts into the bumper and put the scuttle back on. And pretty well that's where we're leaving it. Work for tomorrow is going to be to carry on and get the centre panel off and hopefully get the other wing off. It's Sunday, I don't want to do too much grinding and noisy stuff, but we'll just have to see how we get on. So that's it. We'll hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you again tomorrow.